Hey guys, just a little update on my deck and how I'm playing it. In this video, I'll also share a little bit on my thoughts and how you interact with the deck. I'm not going to do any combo videos, mainly because I don't know the combos myself that well. And I don't want to be caught on 4K messing up lines and steps. So there's other combo videos all over YouTube that explain combos greatly and in detail. But I'm just going to share a little bit on my thoughts. And this is the updated deck. So still 3 Dormouse, best starter, great card. Yeah, nothing else to say. White Rabbit, 3 of them, and then 2 Chessy Cat. If you want to play more Chessy Cat, you're more than welcome to, if you'd like bricking. But I like 2 Chessy Cat mainly because you burn through both of them in your opening turn. And ironically, even though Chessy Cat's at 2 in this deck, I still see this card like every single game, opening hand, like it is insane. But yeah, that's it. Those are for the names. You can cut Chessy to 2, or you can play Chessy at 3. That is personal preference. I personally like Chessy at 2 because I play the terraforming. So 3 field spell, and then the 4th field spell being terraforming. I like this a lot. Instead of drawing 2 Chessy Cats, I could draw Chessy Cat and this and be like, okay, well, how bad is the hand? I can go terraforming, and if they ash it, okay, that's not the end of the world. I still got my field spell then, and then the field spell I can continue. Or if even if I draw something like terraforming and underground, I can go Chessy Cat effect, and then they have to ash it, and if they ash it, then I still keep my field spell to push through. Or if I go, so that's why I like it more than having the 3rd Chessy. I didn't really miss the 3rd Chessy, and I don't think it will come into my deck. 1 of every trap. I don't think this is the most important trap. I do personally feel GWC06. This is the most important trap card. Yeah, whether you choose to go for this first or this first, it all depends on your hand. There are turns where I totally omit this and I just go for this M board. Because at least if I'm going for a smaller end board, I know I'm getting the add and the banish. But yeah, this allows you to make the bigger boards with the bow, griffins, and everything. But it plays more into hand traps. So just something to be wary of. Then for the the Bastille lineup, it's thin. It's 1 Mag, 1 Saronia, 1 Rose, 1 Baldrake. Why am I playing such a small Bastille count? Well, I sold my Druid Worms. I just kept 1 because of potential ban list, and it had a good value and had a good price on them, so sold them. Even with this list as 1 of each names, I'm still seeing hands like this, like 3 Bastilles and 2 non-engine. For me personally, I dropped the Bastille count because I see them so often, and maybe these dragons love me. They are some of my favorite dragons. Dragon Link is my favorite deck that I've ever played. So maybe they have this. They always come to me when I need them the least, and when I need them the most, that's when they abandon me. They all go onto the ban list. But yeah. I saw the 10 Bastille lineup build where they're running 3 Druis, 3 Baldrake, 3 Saronia, 1 Magnamut. I see the logic, I understand it, but I also feel that's overkill. And you always build your deck to play your locals. And my concern is, what am I Bastilling? Am I Bastilling the Blue Eyes players? Because yeah, it hurts, but it's not enough to warrant 10 Bastilles. Am I going to Bastille a Maliss player and have them absolutely murder me? So it's a bit of like a back and forth. The other concern is that Mermail Atlantean deck, which I honestly feel it's a very toxic deck, that they just go 1 card if uninterrupted with a few things they hand rip you and just FTK you on the spot. So their opening hand of 5 Bastilles would be dreadful because there's not a single light I think that they play. and you're just dead. So with that in mind, there is that mermail deck, there is a few other decks, so I did drop the bestial count, and I'm enjoying it. I don't have much to say on it. I feel it's good. So yeah, then we go on to the power spells. 2 talent, 2 allure, 1 gold sock, 1 call by. Call by is to stop the rogue hand trap. You would think that call by is for Lancer, which it is, but honestly call by most of the time is because people ash my white binder when it tries to come back. I'm like, no, that thing is coming back. So call by, it's a good card, it's needed. Gold sock, it's just more extender, more name, more starter. Double allure of darkness, I don't think you should play 3. I think 3 is a bit too much, it's a bit cloggy. You don't want to draw a hand of 3 allure of darkness or 2 allure of darknesses and then no dark. So then if you whiff, you're kind of dead on the spot. So I like the 2 allure, and also because this deck draws so much, I mean, you're thinning your deck off almost every single name, if not every single name. Your Dormouse is banishing your white rabbit is setting the trap. You're then going to go +2 of the Chessy Cat, you're then going to add the field spell, you're then going to draw off white binder. Like, you're already drawing so much and going through so many cards in the deck naturally through combo that you don't necessarily need to have even more draw power. That's just my thoughts on that. And then 2 talents. Talents, I was playing at 3 before. Because I love this card. It's a really strong card, but my concern is, like I said before, I like having more talents in the deck, but I don't like having more talents in hand. And there are times where I've drawn 2 talents when it was a 3 off. I think playing it at 2, it's a little bit more streamlined, a little bit better. It's nice to draw into. And also going second, I side 1 talent out and keep 1 in the deck, so I make space for the thrust. So it just helps a little bit with the siding pattern. On that, thoughts on talent, it's one of the strongest cards in the game. Like I've said before, if there's a card that could get banned or limited, it's talent in my eyes. If you resolve talent, you automatically, I feel, have like a 30-odd% increase in your win percentage in that game. Like, talent alone can take a dead game into a winning game just like that, because it's such a strong card. Then for the non-engine, 3 Ash Blossom. Ash is not really that great of a card, but we do need it. You need to stop things like your opponent's duo drive, so you need to Ash the duo drive. You might need to stop the white binder, so you stop the white binder. The blue eyes, should they discard for the prayers or wishes, whatever the thing is called. You Ash that. So Ash is very universal, it's very good. Even the Melodious Ostinato, I don't know if it's correct to Ash it, but I Ashed it and I won. So I think it's good enough. Yeah, and Ash is just a versatile card that it hits a lot of decks. It's very generic and I like it. So it'll stay in the deck as the 3. Shifter, it's Shifter. I don't like Mermail, I'm stopping Mermail. So if I see Shifter, I know I'm in a good chance of winning the game. Even if you shift a Malice player, most guys don't really know the combos on the Shifter that well. And if you have Shifter paired with a few other things, the Shifter can really ruin their day as a Malice player. So yeah, it's good. It helps out even in the Malice match. And then 3 Imperm, we like it. It's good. We're just trying to stop Detonator. If I draw Imperm and nothing else, I'll just let a Riser player go full board. Their full board is normally just Detonator cross pass, and then Imperm the Detonator, and then we try play from there if we can. So Imperm is a very good card. Then I'm playing this card, Metal Tronus. Honestly, thank you. My friend Trishan from our locals, he's lending me this Tronus for I'm just going to try it out, and so far I've tried it out for a total of 7 matches in testing, and it is the most insane card. I think I might have found my new love in Metal Tronus. Like, This card is just insane. If you think cross out is good, then this is cross out with so much more. Like, the versatility of this is just unimaginable. Like, I can't. If you haven't played Metaltronus and resolved Metaltronus, you should try it. I think it is one of the cards of the format. Then I'm going to be playing some 2-offs. I'm playing 2 nibs. I mean, there's an argument to play 3 nibs, but I just find nib is a bit bricky and a bit clunky in hand. You don't want to have 2 nibs in hand, and you certainly don't want to draw the 3rd nib for turn, or a 2nd nib for turn, and just utterly brick. So I like the nib at 2. I think nib at 2 is good. It does help, especially if I'm in a corner. Nib with something else can FTK most decks. They won't be able to play through it. And then I'm playing another card which is absolutely insanity, Dominus Impulse. If I could play 3, I might play 3. I only have 2. In testing, 2 has been enough. I didn't really see that I needed the 3rd one, because normally if you're nibbing and Dominus Impulsing, you're in a very strong position. So I like it like that. I don't think I'll change anything in the side, in the main deck as of right now. I might at a later stage, just depending on how the tournament is tomorrow. Like I said, I build my deck to assist me in my weakest matches. Now I'm playing Maliss, which is, it's one of the best decks in the format. Whether you say this is the best deck or Ryzel is the best deck, it doesn't matter. It's agreed that Maliss and Ryzel are the best decks in the format. So I feel like my engine alone should beat decks that are not Ryzel. So things like Blue Eyes, Centurion, Crystron, Branded, Tempai, Pile, whatever. I feel like my deck should beat all of those without relying on the non-engine that much. So engine for engine, my engine should beat them. And then my non-engine, I like it to cover the decks that I can't beat, the decks that I find very hard to beat. So that will be my Ryzel match. So that is why I opted for the Metaltronus to stop the Ryzel, the Nibs to stop the Ryzel. And yeah, that is the theory on the main deck. Let's go to the extra deck. 1 Link Decoder, 1 Angry Boy, Link Rebo. Some people are cutting it. I don't think you should. I still feel this is a very strong card, especially in the Maliss mirror match. Making Lingaribo now with Metaltronus set and an Imperm and an Impulse in hand is devastating. Like, even their god hands all of a sudden starts crumbling to things like this. 1 Haggard Lizardos, 1 Splash Mage, 1 Dark. Again, I like him. I really do. The simple fact of just making a Dark and going from there. I was playing with one of my friends today, and I had, in my hand, I had Bastille, Magnamut, and a name and field spell and some other things and a nib. So I nibbed him. He tried to continue, but he couldn't go that much further. And then in the end phase, I just hit his a red ransom, and then added the Druid Swarm, and then Druid Swarm hit another name, and then on his turn, I just simply went Dark, effect of Dark. So it'll be Druid Swarm to send the nib token, and I just like, right, Dark effect to take his Dormouse. And he's like, okay, I have to imperm this because I'm dead if I don't. And he's like, imperm Dark. I'm like, sure. Now his imperm is burned through on this. Normal summon Dormouse effect. And he's just like, scoops. Cerberus, you play it for the combos. There are combos where you use it. You play it for Chaos Hunter, even though I don't really feel that's a real card. But I play it because it's a Earth with 1600. So I can use this to target the Ether Barrel and negate the Ether, which is good. And also it's a Earth Fiend, so I can target Babushka, summon this, and turn off the Babushka, which is also good. Although you don't really die to Babushka, it's still nice to stop it. SP, you normally use SP to insulate your place through nib. You use, like, one of my favorite inboards is just SP Binder. I know it's a really weird inboard, but I like it because I go SP Binder, SP target the Binder, target card, banish both. Binder will come back, I draw a card, and then Binder, when it's summoned back, rip the graveyard, summon back the White Rabbit, set a trap, then MTP 7 on their turn, banish a card non-targeting. It's a lot. So I like the SP line with the White Binder. One red ransom, one crypta. People are cutting ransom. I don't think that's correct. You definitely play one of them. Access code, this is the OTK machine. You just kill people out of the blue. Been OTKing people from Dragon Link with this card. Before it was cool, and I'll still be doing it. Firewall Dragon. I don't really like this new endboard that people are going Firewall Pass. I think it's very limited interaction. It dies to a lot of hand traps. But I do go the Firewall line if I draw specifically Dormouse and Saronia. Then I will do the Firewall so I can bounce the Magnamut, make the Bow, and then make the Griffin. So I can go into a nice big board on their turn. That's the only time I would go into it. And then one Bow, one Griffin. I don't make a Bow that often. If you're still thinking whether you should buy a Bow or not, I would personally hold off on it. Just because going forward, I don't think this card is really needed or played much. So yeah, Griffin, it's there. I don't think this is the best endboard. If your endboard is just a Bow Griffin, it's not a good endboard. Like at that point, end phase nib, oh shit, you kind of screwed. But yeah, there's Griffin, and then the one-off Detonator. Even though I'm not playing Ryziel, I respect it. I need to out Detonator. Metaltronus, target the Detonator, summon both, banish both. Easy as can be. So that's the quick clean out to the Ryziel game. And then we're going to go into the side deck, which is 3 Lancia, Maliss, you have to. Sanctum, I like going into Sanctum. So even if you going in a Maliss mirror match and they Lancia you can thrust into Sanctum, set the Sanctum, and go from there. I'm playing 2 Thrust, and then the rest is pretty much Thrust package. 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Duster, 2 D-Barrier, 1 DDG, and then I'm playing 2 Ultimate Slayer and the Aggregator. Like, my main problem is Ryziel, so I really want to out it as cleanly and as effectively as I can. I think this might be overkill. I did take out the crossouts, and that's because I don't really feel crossout is that great if you think about it hard enough. If you're a Maliss player and you're going into a Maliss mirror match, and let's say turn 1, they build a board and they Lancia you. Like, the Lancia turns off a lot of their interruptions, so you have a little bit of a better chance of breaking their board with Talons, Thrust, Lightning Storms, and things like that. So yeah. So that's the deck profile. I'll make another video on how to stop Maliss, where to stop Maliss, and my thoughts on certain lines and some test hands. So take care, guys, and wish me luck for tomorrow.